Hello, everybody. It is November 17th, 2025, and I am doing, I don't even know how to say it because underrated is not the right word. The most criminally unknown, I don't even know if that's the right word. Criminally below the radar album of the entire NWOBHM movement, possibly one of the most criminally unknown albums in metal, and that's the first Angel Witch album. And this album is unbelievable. Now, I listen to this. I mean, I've listened to this album on a regular basis, but I listened to it again today just before, like, I stopped at Devil's Tower and started doing the video. So, I mean, I just listened to this album. Again, it's one of the ones I had the CD of, but don't have anymore. Now, ironically, I have two of the As Above, So Below, and Angel of Light, which both of them, I actually have not even listened to Angel of Light yet. I haven't listened to that one yet. I did listen to As Above, So Below. It was released in 2012. I only listened to it once, and I didn't do anything for me, so I have not revisited it, but maybe I'll try again. This album, though, I remember from the first listen, I love this album. And Angel Witch was a band that I probably hadn't heard till the 90s. But you kept hearing about Angel, NWOBHM, and Angel Witch was always up there with Maiden. Always up there with Iron Maiden. And my God, is that true with this album? Because I'm gonna go into this and talk a bit about this. It's it's kind of a sad story because in a lot of ways it reminds me of Annihilator, where the only person who stays in the band is Kevin Haber. And he writes everything, and I think it's much like Jeff Waters, where it's kind of this thought process of, hey, you know what? I'm the writer, and he's saying lead vocals on the first album. I'm the writer, so it's my band. It's kind of like Eddie Van Halen said, I don't need to do a solo project because Van Halen is a solo project. He may have thought, hey, this is my band, and it just didn't work for a couple of reasons. So the first album comes out in 1980, and it's just this is the album we're going to talk about. It's phenomenal. The band breaks up for whatever reason. Now I'm just throw it out there. I don't know much about this band at all. I've never heard the second and third albums, so my most exposure is this first album. And I think that goes for a lot of people when it comes to Angel Witch. So I don't really know I know, just in looking things up and whatnot, there was inner conflict and whatnot. So the band does not survive past the first album. And they break off, they go into different bands, and then Kevin Haber, from what I was reading on Wikipedia, takes members of whatever band he went into and reforms Angel Witch in 85. Now, so two big problems with this is the first one is, the band breaks up after the first album. And then they reform with a totally new band in 85. Well, the problem with that is by the time 85 rolls around, all our heroes are gearing up to do their big glam albums. Turbo, Ultimate Sin, Somewhere in Time. Sacred Heart had come out, but again, it's kind of lighter than the first two. All these bands are releasing a little bit more family-friendly albums, and Angel Witch is ready, from what I assume. Again, I never heard the second album. Tell by the album, if the cover is any indication, it was a rockin' album like this one, so I do have to try listen to it at some point. And I just didn't take off. It never went anywhere, which is a damn shame because this first album is an absolute classic. Unbelievably great album. All right, let's get into this. First off, title track is probably the most widely known song, Angel Witch. It's a 5. It is a perfect song. Absolutely, absolutely perfect song. Love it. It is awesome. Atlantis is the second song. It's really good too. It is a 4, not a perfect song, but it is a great song. I'm going to say this a couple times with things. The chorus is a little anticlimactic. White Witch is another perfect song. It is a 5. I love White Witch. Burn the White Witch. It's awesome. The next one is Confused, and again, the chorus for me is anticlimactic. And if there was going to be a throwaway track, I said White Witch is a 5, yes. If there's going to be throwaway or filler, not throwaway, but more of a filler track, it's this one, Confused. It's a 3. Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we on now. Sorcerers. Sorry, guys. Sorcerers. First off, drums. The drums in this song are absolutely phenomenal. This is a 5. This song absolutely rocks. It is heavy. It is powerful. And then it goes into sounding like Remember Tomorrow. This album sounds like Kevin Hayburn and Steve Harris said, let's write a bunch of songs and you take some and you take some for your album. This, I mean, just the style, the tone, the eeriness of songs like Remember Tomorrow and Strange World are on here. Like Running Free is on here. It's crazy. Okay, so Sorcerers, yeah, that was a 5. The drums rock, absolutely rock. And then it kind of goes into this Remember Tomorrow-ish type vibe. Number 6 is Gorgon. Another great song, slow intro. For me, very melodic. It's a 4. Phenomenal song. Sweet Danger is kind of the other almost filler track, I guess. Chorus is anticlimactic. But to me, very reminiscent of Iron Maiden. It's a 3. But it is very reminiscent of that Iron Maiden feel and the bass line. Absolutely. 8, Free Man. I love this song. It is very melodic. It's a 5. Really. And you know, with a title like Free Man, it's almost like, how does this fit on the album? Unbelievable. The next one is Angel of Death. This one, I say Free Man's a 5. Angel of Death is a 4, and for me, it's a great song. It's got kind of like a Sabbath riff to it. Really does. And then the last one is spooky and weird and just this strange like outro, but it fits this album perfectly. Devil's Tower is a 4. It is absolutely phenomenal. I did not add these up. Let's go ahead and see the old calculator. Hang on. All right, kind of surprised myself. You can probably see 4.2 in it. You know, I round, so it's a 4. Yeah, that's criminal. Oh, man. I got to be honest, man. I mean, yeah, I'm surprised it's not a 5. I'm surprised that it wasn't at like a 4.5, 4.6 to bring it up to a 5. But yeah, those couple of songs kind of knocked it down a bit, but they're still phenomenal. They're not songs I would skip over. Like I said, this is an album that I absolutely visit on a somewhat regular basis. I probably listen to this 8, 9, 10 times, maybe even more a year. It is awesome, and it's just a shame. Again, I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know exactly what happened with this album, or not with this album, with the band, but it didn't work. And again, Kevin Hayburn was, he was the man. He was the leader. He was the chief songwriter and the singer on the first album. And I think on albums after that, other people sing, but it's a shame because I think if they would have just put whatever issues were to the side, they could have gone right into the studio and done another album. But it is what it is. I've never heard much about any other album except for the first one. At some point I'll get around to listen to the second and third. I'll re-listen to the two other ones I have that came out 2012 and 2019, I think, something like that. I will re-listen to those. I'll do a report on those at some point in the future. But it's a shame because when you hear Angel Witch, you hear this album and you hear how great of an album it is. And it is. It's a fabulous. I'm really shocked it didn't get bumped up to a 5. But I love this album. I will continue to listen to it. I highly recommend it. I think it is criminal that this band did not go farther than really just being known for this one album, because if this was a snapshot of what we could have gotten with other albums, man, we lost out on a band that really is up there with Iron Maiden. Absolutely up there with Iron Maiden, man. I mean, there are people that I definitely prefer the first Iron Maiden album over this one, but it's not by much. It is absolutely not. Maybe even the first. I should do the first Iron Maiden album real soon, because maybe that one would just be a 4 as well. I mean, Power Slave would probably be a 5 for me. A few others would be, yeah, I think Number of the Beast would, but man, Gangland and Invaders, I can knock it to a 4. Any rate, what do you think? What do you know of this album? What do you know of this band? Do you know more about the band than I do, which you probably do if you know almost anything about the band Angel Witch. If you have not heard this album, I highly recommend it. It is absolutely phenomenal. It is a perfect example of the new wave of British heavy metal, and it is, again, a band that we should have had a lot more from, and it's criminal that we didn't. All right, like, subscribe, leave comments, and see ya.